Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the formal portion of tonight's ceremony. Please direct your attention to one of the screens located in your wing of the mess hall for a short video, which will be followed by remarks from our 79th Commandant of the United States Corps of Cadets, Brigadier General Mark Quander.
Let's move, go. Yeah! Go! Go. Hurry up, Bill. Hey, let's give it up for the USMA PAO team for putting that awesome video together one more time. Hey, look, I know that's all that's standing between you and unveiling this year's winner, so I promise to be brief. Hey, first, I'd like to welcome some incredible teammates here. We got leaders from Cadet Command and our sister service academies, and we got a number of great teammates from our visiting countries. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for sending your teams to Sandhurst and participating in this year's competition. Mr. and Mrs. Sturdike, thank you for your presence here, and I'll talk a little bit about Tom here in a minute, but thanks for gracing us with your presence here. And our Sandhurst coaches and support staff, and most importantly, all of you, our Sandhurst competitors here at the 2022 Sandhurst Military Skills Competition. Now, the Sandhurst Military Skills Competition dates back to 1967, when the Royal Military Academy at Sandhurst in the United Kingdom and the United States Military Academy here at West Point established a friendly competition to both encourage and promote military excellence by training and testing basic military skills. The competition evolved over the decades, increasing in both size and complexity, becoming the remarkable international contest that it is today. Now, the past few years have been challenging with COVID-19, and it's been a little bit different over the past couple of years, but we are back on track this year in 2022, bringing Sandhurst back to where it was before. This year, 13 teams from West Point, 4 other service academies, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, the Merchant Marine, 16 ROTC teams, and 15 teams representing 13 countries here at West Point for a chance to win the coveted Sandhurst Sabre. Now, all of you here this evening attending this year's competition represent the absolute very best of your respective academies, universities, and countries. And we're honored to host you here, and we're thankful for your service and your partnership. Now, I would like to recognize Tom and Janice Surdike for joining us this weekend. While this year's ceremony is mostly about recognizing your hard work and accomplishment, it's also about honoring the service and sacrifice immortalized in the chosen name of the Sandhurst Leadership Award. Thomas Surdike was a tremendous cadet and leader, selfless, positive, caring, and determined. He was a team builder who others wanted to follow, and he gave his life to save the life of another. It's truly an honor to dedicate this award with such courage to such a courageous person who wanted nothing more than make the world in which we live a better place. His legacy will live on forever in each and every one of you who competed in this competition. Now, before moving on to presenting the awards and announcing our winners for this year, I want to take a couple of minutes to underscore the importance of what's transpired over these past 36 hours. So unfortunately, this year's competition began with a little bit of a tragedy. Our team from the Royal Military College of Canada experienced a tragedy where they lost 4 cadets back in Canada prior to the start of the competition. Many of you rallied around the team from Canada. You encouraged them. You offered your shoulder. And the Canadian team competed and completed the competition. Then last night we had a competitor who had a tragedy where the cadet was evacuated on the road march. We had 2 teams stop because it wasn't about the competition at that point. It was about the person, and it was about taking care of one another, and they rendered first aid to that competitor. And if I can, I'd like the teams from Italy and Central State to stand up. Those 2 teams stopped the road march, and they rendered first aid to an incredible competitor. And so thanks for your efforts. And while winning is important, taking care of one another is also equally important. In just a few years, all of you will face the rigors of leading soldiers in a complex and unforgiving world, a world that is constantly evolving, filled with rage, uncertainty, and conflict. And it's up to all of us who volunteer to don our respective service uniforms, to rise to the occasion, defend our nation's freedoms and liberties, and do what we can to promote peace and prosperity across the world. While there's no way to be 100% certain of what's on the horizon, we can certainly leverage every opportunity to prepare for the future of armed conflict by enhancing capabilities and strengthening partnerships. That is exactly what all of you are doing by choosing to compete in this rigorous and demanding competition. At the tactical level, you demonstrated grit, tenacity, and the will to overcome adversity. You showed mastery of lethality and mobility systems. You reacted to an NBC threat. You executed fire missions. And you rucked a grueling 20-plus miles. In summary, you demonstrate that you possess the skills and capability to not just survive, but to thrive in complex and challenging circumstances. Regardless of where you placed, you have proven that you're willing to carry the torch and lead from the front. In looking at this competition through a much broader lens, at the strategic level, your involvement here at West Point, on these hallowed grounds, strengthens the professional relationships that exist between allies and partners. We have 15 teams from 13 countries, and I think it's important for us to reflect on the significance of this gathering and the relationships that are forged here. As much as this was about showcasing capability and strengthening partnerships, this competition was also about having fun and fueling your passion for the profession. I hope that you all enjoyed this experience. You developed friendships that will last throughout your career. Congratulations on the job well done. You should be immensely proud of what you've accomplished. Now let's move on to presenting the awards.
Brigadier General Quander and Command Sergeant Major Craven will now present the first award of the 2022 Sandhurst competition. The most lethal squad will be presented the Marksmanship Award. This award recognizes the team with the highest average scores of the M4, M17, and M320 qualifications. The most lethal squad is Team Greece. Will the entire team please come to the stage? The Director of the Department of Physical Education, Colonel Nicholas Gist, will now recognize the fastest ruck march with the presentation of the Physical Endurance Award. This award recognizes the team with the best ruck march time. The fastest ruck march belongs to Yusma Black. Will the entire team please come to the stage? The Tom Surdike Leadership Award recognizes individual leadership in the Sandhurst course and is reserved for the best squad leader from amongst the teams. To understand the significance of this leadership award, please turn your attention to the screens for a video about the life of Cadet Tom Surdike.
I did Sandhurst with Tom during our plebe year, and the contribution that he made to it was just incredible.
He was the tank on the team that always had a smile on his face.
There was not a single thing that I could think of that he wasn't trying to do his best at.
Tom was not the best at rucking. He wasn't the best at shooting, but when the squad was going along the route, trying to get to the next point, and they hit a hill, everyone would kind of start slowing up, getting ready for this hill or whatever challenge they had in front of them. But Tom didn't stop. He just kept going, and that's what kept the rest of the team going.
He was just a guy that everywhere he went, everything he just did it with just this contagious positivity.
I always would laugh at him because he'd do these ridiculous rucks and then he would lie in bed for days. I was like, I don't know how you do that. And he said, I just love it. You just zone out and go, and you're doing it with your team, and it's a great bonding experience.
He was tired all the time, but still found time for me and the rest of his friends.
He was the most selfless and determined person I've ever met in my entire life.
When I found out that Tom passed, it made sense to me almost, what he did.
That day on the beach, he pushed a complete stranger up above the water just to make sure that that person was going to be okay.
That's what first crossed my mind. It's of course, Tom was out there trying to save someone because that's what he did. He saved people. He was there for them.
The memorable thing isn't that he saved someone's life, right? The memorable thing was that he was a leader throughout his life, which in a crisis situation led to him saving someone's life.
So having the Tom Surdike Award named after Tom, it's kind of funny. I think he would really enjoy that fact. He would think that's pretty cool. And I think he'd be pretty humbled by it.
Honestly, he conceptualizes everything that someone like a soldier should be. He was caring, he was compassionate, he was dedicated, and he was loyal. And he worked incredibly hard in Sandhurst. And I know with B4, that was his biggest pride to be part of their team.
I can't claim to have made him a better man. I hope that I did, but he sure as hell made me one. So.
I would now like to introduce Tim and Janice Surdike, Tom's parents, for the presentation of the Tom Surdike Leadership Award. Will Tim and Janice please come forward to the stage for the presentation of this award? Tom is the perfect example for all Sandhurst competitors to emulate, and we are all proud to permanently memorialize him by presenting our Leadership Award in his honor. And now Mr. Surdike will say a few words before the presentation of this award.
Thank you. We're glad to be able to finally be back here at West Point under normal circumstances. These last couple of years have been very trying for all of us. Wife and Janice would like to thank you for keeping our son Tom in your memories and for drawing inspiration from him. We also want to thank the entire West Point community for continuing to keep us involved with this great institution. We're proud of the hard work and effort you've all put into preparing and competing. I want to give a special shout out to my alma mater, Missouri S&T. Where are you guys? Whew. All right. Job well done in their first time competing at this level. As far as I know, Great to see you guys here. We're presenting the Tom Surdike Leadership Award tonight. And to me, Sandhurst is the ultimate team competition. And teams don't win with the best performer running out front and pulling the team along. There's no star in Sandhurst. Teams win by working together and, more importantly, helping and serving each other. Many times this weekend, I saw competitors working together. Watching at the Marne course today at Camp Buckner, I saw great examples of teammates helping each other over and through obstacles. Each of you has signed your name to serving your country. Ultimately, that is going to boil down to serving your teammates next to you. That's something that Tom excelled at, to the point of giving his life to save a buddy who couldn't swim, who was caught in a riptide. I know that Tom is not unique in that regard. He always spoke about how great the people around him here at West Point were. The willingness to sacrifice and serve surrounded him. Tom was unique only in that his opportunity and ultimate call to serve his brother came early in his career. Each of you are here because that servant leadership trait is inside of you too. I stand here today because I believe there are important lessons to be learned from how Tom lived his life. And I want to share a little story. In mid-June 2016, Tom was just competing air assault school here at West Point. He felt it was a good idea to organize some entertainment for the cadets from around the country and the world that he was sharing the barracks with. He had a small movie projector and decided to hold a movie night in the common room. The movie, fittingly, was We Were Soldiers. At one point in the movie, I imagine it was when that young lieutenant was killed carrying his buddy off the battlefield. He leaned over to a friend and whispered, "When I die, I hope it saves me." I hope it's saving someone else. About a week later, Tom did just that, with the last of his strength pushing his friend up onto the paddleboard that had come out to his aid. I believe each of you have, in some way, made that commitment, consciously or not, to do the same thing. We'll all die someday. We all fear that day to some extent. But just remember, love conquers fear. Love of God, love of country, but most directly, love of the teammate and buddies beside you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Surdike, for those touching words. We will now recognize the top 3 candidates in the running for the Thomas Surdike Memorial Leadership Award. In third place is Cadet Evan Symes from Company E1. Please come forward to the stage. In second place is Cadet Adam Hjort from Denmark. And the winner of the Tom Surdike Memorial Leadership Award is Cadet Riccardo Grassi from Italy. Cadet Riccardo Grassi was selected by the competition staff for his outstanding commitment, performance, and leadership across all aspects of the Sandhurst competition. Brigadier General Quander and Command Sergeant Major Craven will now present Mr. and Mrs. Surdike with the gift. This Tom Surdike Leadership Award is presented to the Surdike family in honor of their family's support to the cadets of the United States Military Academy. Thank you again to Mr. and Mrs. Surdike for joining us this evening. Colonel Boyer and Master Sergeant Posey will now present the award for the highest performing company team in the United States Corps of Cadets. The winner of the 2022 USCC Sandhurst Performance Award is Company C3. Congratulations again to Company C3. The International Trophy is presented to the first place international team in the Sandhurst competition. Brigadier Paul Tennant will now present the International Trophy. The winner of the 2022 International Trophy is Team Greece. Congratulations, Team Greece. The ROTC Cup is presented to the first place ROTC team in the Sandhurst competition. Major General Davis, Commanding General of United States Army Cadet Command and Fort Knox, and Command Sergeant Major Gahn will now present the Sandhurst ROTC Cup to the winning team. The winner of the 2022 ROTC Cup goes to the University of North Georgia. Congratulations. Please come forward to the stage. Outstanding job, University of North Georgia. The Sandhurst Medal is presented to the top 5 teams in the Sandhurst competition. Brigadier General Quander and Command Sergeant Major Craven will now present medals to the 5th through 2nd place teams. Please move forward as your team is called. In 5th place, Brigham Young University.
Stand by. Rounds complete. Give them a hand, Noel.
In 4th place is the University of North Georgia.
All right. All right, good stuff.
And now, in third place, Yusma Black. And in second place, Yusma Gold.
Good to go. 4.
Another round of applause to these four outstanding teams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you've all been waiting for. The Reginald E. Johnson Memorial Saber, named after Cadet Reggie Johnson, a Sandhurst competitor who passed away during the land navigation portion of Sandhurst in 1980, is presented to the overall first place team in the Sandhurst competition. The 60th Superintendent of the United States Military Academy, Lieutenant General Dale A. Williams, will now present the Reginald E. Johnson Memorial Saber and first place Sandhurst medal to the winning team. The winner of the Reginald E. Johnson Memorial Saber goes to the United States Air Force Academy.
There's been a recount. Air Force Academy actually did not win this contest. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations.
You may not have had the time to notice it yesterday as you were rucking past Lusk Reservoir, but on the side of the road, there is a monument. And inscribed on that monument are the words, "To the Corps of Cadets, the lives and destinies of valiant Americans are entrusted to your care and leadership." If you replace the word Americans with young men and women, I think this perfectly captures the essence of the profession that we have all chosen to dedicate our lives to. We may wear different uniforms, speak different languages, and come from different countries, but we all share one thing in common. We are members of the profession of arms, and the lives and destinies of valiant young men and women are entrusted to our care and leadership. Over the course of this past weekend and the many months you spent preparing for it, you have truly proven deserving of this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for all of our competitors and cadre for a job well done. This event could not have happened without the help of the 3rd of the 304th, medics from the 10th Mountain Division, Paraton and the Army Research Institute, the USMA Brass Quintet, Public Affairs Office, the Mess Hall staff, and of course, the Sandhurst OICs, Major Skillman and Major Sweetman, and the award dinner OIC, Major Ramsey. Please give them a round of applause for making this incredible event possible. At the conclusion of the ceremony, will a representative from each team come to the stage to pick up your Sandhurst certificates. The award stage will remain in place for an additional 30 minutes after the completion of the ceremony for any competing teams that would like to take a photo. After the ceremony, will everyone please stand for the playing of the Armed Forces Medley? Please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. The Varsity Club will remain open for competitors and spectators to enjoy. Thank you for your time and good night.